Hello and welcome to Stage 7 of Pursuit of Victory, where I am still driving fast with no upgrades. So, different setups for today. This one has lower top speed but higher grip. Now, interesting thing with these cars is that their low speed grip is not very good. And that's because these cars, of course, are built for speed. They're light and they're built for speed. So you got to be careful. And like I've been saying a few times, I haven't driven this car with no upgrades since since this event first ran. That's, oh my! Even with increased grip, I really blew it. Yeah, so not since 2015 did I drive one of these with no upgrades. So obviously I have no memory of that. And even with increased grip. Now, yeah, like low speed cornering in this car is not great. It gets more sticky with speed. So it's good to take this first event, this first race of Stage 9, oh gosh, I'm going to say that over again. It's good to take this first race of Stage 7 as a learning opportunity and try to dial in some braking points, get a feel for how the car is going to handle. Although who knows how long, that was really close, how long we're going to have this setup. Believe it or not, that was still on track because my right sides were just on track by like an inch. But we'll see. I think it's different setups today. So just as you can see here, I'm not sliding around anymore. I'm over braking a little bit, but it's better to over brake than to under brake. If you go sliding way off track, that's a disaster, isn't it? Now watch how I handle this last chicane. Let's just see. So all of that was actually considered on track. As far as this game is concerned, you could do that during a time trial and you would not get disqualified. So there we go, first race is in the bank, and let's see what we've got here. 134, not too bad, not great though. So same setup, but they want us on some curvy tracks, alright. Let's see what this is like. Curious, those were some top bots. Curious how difficult this is going to be. Circuit de Catalunya. So again, I'm not really so sure I was over braking that. Yep. And then for this corner, after this, you should be full throttle. You just blast through the rest of it. 15 seconds, and I've got to finish before 20. This could get close. Oh my. That was actually close. Well, isn't that surprising? Well, Rattlesnack, Darkness, those are hard bots. Wow. My bots are pretty cranked. Now, I could lower them. Although with autocross events, I might have to actually lose. It might not let me quit retry. I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just going to keep going until it gets really difficult. And yeah, this is difficult. Not really difficult. That was my first attempt on that last autocross. This is my first attempt on this one. Brake early, power through, 1920. Oh my, 20.9 something. 20.986. So I only finished by about 7/10, and then last one is at Hockenheimring, 27.402, and this first hairpin often throws me for a loop. It is such a sharp corner. You really got to get on the brakes pretty early and take it wide. That was horrible. That wasted at least half a second. At least. That was horrible. Oh well. Okay, so obviously this is full throttle. Get on the brakes pretty early for this corner. That was not early enough. Keep it full throttle through this. 26. Oh boy. What do we got? 26.449. Oh, well, that time I was almost a whole second. Okay, well, that's not bad. 2 more events. Okay, so this one's got boosted speed and reduced grip. Now, this elimination event, this is like my 6th attempt because you're used to driving the car with low speed and high grip. Suddenly, boom, high speed, low grip. And if this thing snaps loose at a low speed corner, it just keeps sliding. So you really got to be careful. I want to get by. Oh boy, I snapped out the back end already. I want to get by. I want to do a double overtake here. And can I get it? Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, get under him. Ooh, oops, pit maneuver on him. Well, oh well, do another pit maneuver on this guy then. Although I'm sure I just smashed my windshield. Let's take a look here. Oh yes, all cracked up, which means I just lost more grip and brakes and track speed, all that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna have to be careful. Drive this thing a little bit delicately. So I have to get on the brakes really early heading into this braking point. Not too early, because I don't want everyone to catch up to me. Okay, that's not bad. Not great, but it's not bad. Okay. Brake really early here. This corner, I often don't brake early enough. Even that was a bit late. Not bad, though. Not bad, not bad, not bad. It's not too difficult. It's just I wasn't on the brakes early enough. So with a setup like this, you got to brake early, get your steering done, and don't really get back onto the throttle until you're getting pretty straight with your steering. So you got to be careful. It's much like handling the pre-2019 open wheel cars. You really got to get pointed in the right direction before you're back on the power. So yeah, but this shouldn't be too much longer. Funny thing with the elimination races is that some of them feel a lot longer than other ones, but all of the career races are the same length, 140 seconds. It's just, sometimes it just drags on longer than other times. Okay, getting down to my last bot, Darkness again. Huh, he clawed his way back to the top. He really is one of the best bots. Well, good for you, Mr. Darkness. Okay, after this, I'm just not going to bother braking. I don't think I'm going to have to. I think the clock will run out before I hit the end of the next straight here. Oh, definitely. And then we'll just let the bot take over for me. Whenever my timer runs out, he'll take over. And ooh, he's going to have a horrible braking. Yep, that car just dug into the grass. That's funny. And speed record. I'm a little concerned if this is going to be difficult. 306.6. Of course, if you're in trouble, you could turn around, go the wrong way, and get a really big run right here. I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just going to give this a shot, do it the normal way, and just see if that works. So you guys can see the normal way of doing this without a bunch of nonsensical nonsense. Oh my! All sorts of blowing it. Well, let's go the other way around the barrier. As long as you don't hit anything, off-track driving actually doesn't degrade your performance. You'll lose more clean race bonus, but it doesn't hurt your car's ability during the race. You can drive off track as much as you want. It'll never degrade your car as far as in-race performance is concerned. And I know this because I've done endurance races of over 1,000 kilometers that had lots of off-track cuts, and it never degraded my car much more than anything else did. Anyway, okay. Now I gotta hit speed. Take the wide path. You want to get on those. Oh, easy. No trouble at all. Okay, I was worried. No reason to be worried. And like I said before, what I just did, that's all on track. So I blew the first corner, like horribly blew the first corner. The rest of this was considered on track. And we'll zip through the end screens here. And I'm still kind of just going to keep blasting through this until it's going to really bite me in the butt. So, finish with an average speed of 209 kilometers per hour or 130 miles per hour. Oh yeah, distance of 10.2. That's getting up there. So it doesn't matter what your distance is. You have to do 2 full laps. So honestly, if you've got the bot set really low, this will be an extra bad stage for you, because like if you've got targets of like 2.2 and you've got to run like I think it's going to be like 11.6, then you're going to go way further than you had to. But usually I would do that too. Usually I would do the bot slowing. I'm not this time because I can lower it whenever I want to. I've tested that multiple times already, and I know it for a fact, so I'm not really worried. I'm just going to keep winning because I like to win. It's nice to win. And yeah, that's the requirement a lot anyway. Now, if you're having trouble hitting average speed, you could turn around and run the wrong way for just a little bit. Not very much. No, that's not going to work very much in an endurance race. If you're having trouble hitting average speed, you could take some cuts, but just watch. I mean, I've got no upgrades. Honestly, this isn't hard. This is my first attempt. I'm drastically over-braking. Really over-braked that one. That was pretty bad, honestly. And remember to get on the brakes early because we've got lower grip, but higher top speed. So second distance marker on your left, right there, I'm on the brakes. I'm over-braking that a bit, but that's okay. Like 65. I'll pass that bot shortly after the start-finish line, I think. Should get 28 seconds at the line, I think. Yep. And full timer. Yeah. So, ooh, aren't you pushy? Now that's interesting. That's modern day bot programming in an old event. So I've talked about this in the past. The developers have to be very careful when they make changes to the game, because certain changes affect the entire game. So back in Update 8, when they introduced Formula 1 cars, they were monkeying around with how bots drove, because we had these lots of rolling start laps, and the bots were crashing too much. So they made the bots drive in formation, but for some reason that had unintended consequences for endurance races, and it just ruined them. So now what happens is, what was happening right there, I passed the bot when he was on the brakes, and if you do that at a certain point heading into a corner, they get off the brakes and just smash the snot out of you, because they don't care what's in their way, they're just going. And so that's modern day. That's just the last couple of years that they did that with endurance races. Back when this event first came out, bots worked the way they were supposed to in endurance races, which is they slow down a little bit and disappear, and after 5 seconds they're gone. Still takes 5 seconds for a bot to disappear, but now they go a little kamikaze. For a while they were going really crazy kamikaze, like I called it Ghost Nitro. I coined that phrase. Okay, this one I'm worried about. The speed target is pretty high versus the top speed of 378, and with no off track, we can't use certain tricks that I would use sometimes to accomplish this. Okay, so first corner, you want to go on the outside. I brake a little bit early so I could get on the gas early and get a run on these guys. And then it's really important for corner 2. You want to set up a double overtake, and so that means I'm going to brake early, get a lot of steering in, and get back on the gas pretty quick, as quick as I can. And because I don't want these guys in my way at the top of the mountain, I want them behind me. I want to gap them a little bit. Hoodoo Voodoo as a harder bot, and don't hurt yourself. Like a little contact like that is fine. It can actually help to slow the bots down. Don't hit them hard, or you're going to just hurt your performance, which is then going to make this stage impossible with no upgrades. You can't do anything to lower the speed target because it's part of the description. So no amount of bot slowing is going to help you reach speed. It will help you get around the bots, but not hit speed. So usually, if in a stage like this, I'd probably do a wall slide right here, because that's going to help me to carry more speed, but I can't. So I've just got to take that well, stay wide to the right here, and then heading up to the next corner, go far to left to the entrance, not to the right. And looking at my speed, actually this is going to be fine. See this? That's not off track, and now I can brake really early, no chance of going off track. Yeah, really controlled. So actually not a bad stage. You just got to get around the bots really fast and finish this nice. Yeah, well, there we go. Okay, we've got one more race to go here, and we'll see what that looks like. I find that funny in these intro pics that's Le Mans, but none of these races have been at Le Mans, but that is what we are working towards, what we're training towards. Interesting thing, it says win without skidding. By the way, we're going to go 4 times regular speed because I don't want to bore you here. It says win without skidding. You can actually get away with a lot of skidding before it fails you. This event also took me, this particular race, 3 or 4 tries. And yeah, and my first target, I want to say, was either 176 or 178. That's the first target I was facing. You got to get on the brakes really early here because this is a slippery setup. And Mount Panorama, it's a fast track, but it's got sharp corners. Like this corner here, you got to be careful. So when I'm braking too late, oh man, I bet you I gave up 7 to 8 tenths right there. That was a horrible corner. So that probably, that's probably going to equal like a 50 to 100 meter loss just at that corner. And then I've been having trouble at the top of the mountain here. I've been braking too late. That's not too bad. Not great though. And here I'm braking so early because I'm just unsure. Now, you could go blasting way off track and take this cut if you want to. I tested it, it will let you, but if you slide around too much, that's where it failed me. So I had a lap where I was just sliding all over the place, and it only failed me when I had a massive slide off track. Get on the brakes super early here. Like, look at that. Still almost went off track. I purposely made contact with him so he'd get on the brakes a little bit. So I got first, but 150. That's still not enough for me to have passed the first target I had. Okay, well, that's it. No upgrades still. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. Here's the playlist link. Here's some other videos you might find interesting. Bye-bye now.